I found 3 budget-friendly, high-protein foods that are melting my belly fat in perimenopause, and none of them cost more than $2. For years, intermittent fasting worked perfectly for me. Then my hormones stopped playing nice, and everything changed. My body started hoarding fat right here in my belly. So I had to break up with fasting and figure out a new formula. Turns out it's not about eating less. It's about hitting one specific number every single day. I'm going to show you exactly what I eat, how much it costs, and why protein, not fat, definitely not carbs, is the thing that's finally working. And you can do this on any budget. Let's get into it. Welcome to Salt and Steel. I'm Amber, and today we are going to talk about the 3, actually, and I've got a bonus. I've got 3 what I consider budget-friendly, high-protein, that is going to melt belly fat in perimenopause and in your midlife. So before we get into it, I'm just going to give you a brief background on what I used to do for weight loss management, especially in my 30s, my early 30s through my mid 40s. That worked very well for me. I learned intermittent fasting, and I started with just skipping breakfast. And then I learned to break my fast with a very good fat. So I used to use natural peanut butter, but then I moved on from that and I started using avocado, and I was just playing around with a formula that I came up with. It was called my transformation for belly fat, and it was good fats, break your fast with good fats, back it up with some good protein, and then at the end of your day, you can have carbs, but not like go out and slam like a dozen donuts or anything like that. But I'd always save my carbs for the end of the day, and that formula worked very well for me for many years. Now, it's been a year since I've been struggling with my weight and knowing that I'm in perimenopause. So that being said, I have had to break up with fasting to a certain extent and try to get a hold on this extra visceral fat that's happening. And just so you know, if you're not sure why you're getting this extra fat and losing this muscle tone. So for me, I learned that because I was doing intermittent fasting, which is fantastic, I love all the benefits of it. It is amazing. It's the only way to stimulate your human growth hormone. It is a way to rebuild your immune system in 3 days if you do it with a no-calorie fast and you do it properly. It is a way to manage weight and fat and keep your muscle. However, when everything is running normal on your hormones, your estrogen, your progesterone, your cortisol, it is amazing, absolutely amazing. But when that starts to change, which is what I've been experiencing, the drop in estrogen, the cortisol is up, progesterone probably not on track. My body is trying to find ways to hang on because my body thinks that it's trying to survive a natural disaster when it's not. It's just my hormones are wanting to change and start making that shift from reproduction that we're born with and moving it over to adrenals. But because my body's ready, my mind's not, they're not cohesively working. So I've had to break up with fasting to a certain extent, not fasting as long as I have been. And then I have been backing it all up with high protein foods and trying to hit a personal benchmark, a number I came up with on my own to start, which is 80 grams of protein in a day. So what I've been doing lately that seems to be working for me is I've been trying to do eggs in the morning, and I've been doing 4 eggs, and I'm going to show you what these 4 eggs look like. Eggs are budget friendly. When I can't get, farm fresh eggs, I just go to Walmart and I get the eggs at Walmart. It's not a big deal, but these, 4 of these little guys will accumulate up to 20 grams of protein right off the bat. Protein is a very efficient food, and the reason it works well in perimenopause is because you get the most bang for your buck, meaning you get the protein that your body needs for muscle, because as we get this hormone change, we're losing muscle. That's why you'll see like a little bit of loose skin. Like I've noticed a little bit of elasticity issues in my arms, even though I work out and do all these things. You'll notice in your face, your neck, those types of things. This extra protein that we're getting is going to start help and try to fix some of those issues because your muscles are pulling and trying to keep up with this hormonal change, and it's not working. So we're lacking the protein to keep up with our muscles. And then all that fat in your body, because your body is doing a survival thing, is trying to pull it all to your center, into your your belly fat. It's belly fat, and we need to get rid of it. So protein is a good way to keep calories down and be efficient and high. So I'll start with 4 eggs. I put them in the microwave. You've probably seen in my little B-roll scroll. I mean, I can get this done and eaten in 5 minutes, even with it's hot. So it's a fast thing that I can do in the mornings. It's great. And then usually around noon, I have revisited tuna packs. I will tell you, they've come a long way. I haven't eaten tuna packs in years. I remember eating these on my lunch 20 years ago, in my 20s, and I would laugh because the only options back then was Star Kiss, the tuna. You had plain, and then I remember when lemon pepper came out. And it was like, wow, that is transformational and amazing. We have flavored tuna, what? And I got on a kick for that for a while, but honestly, after that, I quit eating tuna. I just didn't, whatever. And so I've had to go back and try that. So these packs, honestly, this is not a lot in these things. I can eat this in almost like 5, maybe 5 big spoonfuls, and it's gone. It's quick, it's easy. This is low in calorie, high in protein. This pack here average 14 to 15 grams, and I'm a fan of the jalapeno, so I've been floating between Bumblebee and the Star Kiss, I guess is the brand. I want to do some research on these because I haven't had time, because I've been more interested in trying to get this fat loss under control, to figure out, are these really that great for you? Yeah, this is wild caught. These are in foil packs. I got some questions that I'd like to get answers to, so I'm going to be diving into how good are these really for your body. Eventually, I will get there. But in the meantime, this is what I'm eating, and this is usually around lunchtime, either prior to a workout or like right after my workout. So what I'm discovering is I used to not like to eat before I worked out because I don't like the food settling in my stomach. But I've noticed doing these proteins not bothering me at all. I could eat this right before I work out and not have any issues during my workout. So that's another good reason why high protein is a great thought process as you're battling belly fat in midlife to go into, because this is easy. I've noticed it's been easy on my stomach with workouts, and I don't have to wait an hour before I work out. So between the 20 grams that I get with my eggs in the morning and this 14 to 15 grams, I will get a little bit of a hunger in the early afternoon, and this is where I grab Greek yogurt. I'm liking my Kabat whole milk. I like the whole milk Greek yogurt. Now, I will not eat really a full cup, but it says 3/4 of a cup is about 14 grams of protein. I honestly take a few spoonfuls and I'm good to go. So this has helped my digestive system. I haven't eaten a lot of yogurt in the previous years, but this is helping me, A, get my protein in, B, curb my hunger, keep my calories down to a certain extent, and let the protein be the efficient nutrient in my body to combat the belly fat, retain my muscle, and not get overloaded with calories. So calories do play a part, but proteins seem to be, in my recent observations, to be the most efficient, clean nutrient I can put in my body, where before it was the fat. I was high on fat. I was high on avocado. I was high on using avocado oil, coconut oil, and starting to break my fast with fat because I was trying to point my body into, you're going to burn fat first before you get to carbs and the sugars. I want to make sure up front as I'm putting food in my body. That was my thought process, to go after the fat first, then we'll move into the proteins, and then we'll move into the calories. And that worked phenomenal until my hormones decided they didn't want to play well with my body anymore, and now we've had to disrupt it. So we got 20 grams with the eggs, 14 to 15 here, so that's 35 grams, plus maybe another, I'm going to say 10 that I've been doing. So that is about 45 grams of protein before I ever get to dinner. Now, yesterday I did get hungry a couple hours before I ate dinner. So this is mid to later afternoon because I've been eating around 6:30 in the evening. I have tried sardines. I'm not a fan of sardines. I'm learning, but I will tell you, I tried this Wild Planet wild sardines in extra virgin olive oil and lemon, and this was the most bearable one that I could eat, and I did not mind this yesterday when I ate it. So this is another 17 grams of protein. So let's just say 45, 55, 65, 75, 80. I'm already pushing my goal of 80 grams. This is before I even eat dinner. So dinner for me last night was actually some wild-caught salmon that we had in our freezer. Tonight it's going to be skirt steak, and I love my jalapeno poppers. I'm going to show you guys how I make these things so simple, so easy. I don't get tired of them ever. We've been doing this for months, and it's not affecting my belly fat loss at this time, and it's great. So this is kind of what I'm doing right now. It seems a little bit redundant, but I've got so many flavors with this. This doesn't bother me because I don't engage in it to the full extent of the serving every day, so I'm not getting burnt out on it. And the eggs don't bother me either because I like hot sauce, and I put a little hot sauce on there, like a little Tabasco, and then I'm a big fan of the everything bagel seasoning on there, and it's like scrumptious. It doesn't bother me at all, and I am not burning out on it at all. And I keep saying at all because I'm excited that I'm getting results kind of doing this. So this is very budget friendly. Your tuna this is like $1.25, maybe $1.50 at Walmart. The Kabat yogurt, this thing's lasted me. This is 2 pounds. I've had this in my fridge for a couple weeks. I don't even remember what it is. Maybe it's $4 or $5 from Walmart. Unfortunately, my cost, or not my cost, but my selection of goods is very limited because we're in a rural part of Florida right now, rural-ish compared to the beach. We're not far from the beach, but we are rural-ish enough to where my biggest grocery store chain is either going to be a Piggly Wiggly or it's going to be a Walmart, and Walmart's the only place I can find milk fat yogurt. I can find these at both the stores, and then the sardines, I actually, when I happened to go to another town, Publix, I picked up a couple of these to try, and I've been a fan of these. And then the eggs I got at my local farmer's market. So you're talking, to repeat, like $1.25, $1.50, $4 or $5, going to last you a week or two. Break that down per day. These sardines, I think, were $2, maybe 25 cents. They were like $2.15, $2.20. And then I got a dozen eggs, and a dozen eggs can be, range from what, $4, $5, $6, $7 a dozen. You get 3 days out of this if you just break it down. So maybe $2, $1.25, so $3.50. I'm not good with math. $5.50. So in a day, and then maybe just take maybe 75 cents, maybe $1, so maybe $6 to eat high protein in a day, plus your dinner. So take the $6.50, however you do your dinner. I mean, you're eating awesome for your body and getting the fat loss that you want for definitely less than $20 a day. Definitely less than 20. And if you're doing $20 and you're doing it right, you're probably getting more than what I'm trying to do is 80 grams of protein. My goal is just 80 to see. I don't want to get too high because I don't want my body to hit a threshold and then I got to do more to get the same results. So I've started with 80, knowing that in my intermittent fasting OMAD past, that I was probably realistically only hitting half of that grams of protein in a day. And so now that I realize that my hormones aren't playing nice with my body anymore, that I need to up the protein, eat a few different times in a day. And this is what's working for me now. It's fast, it's simple. I don't like to sit down and eat except for dinner time to relax. And this is what's working for me. So if this helped you to be on a belly fat buster budget, then let me know, because this is absolutely doable for anybody, in my opinion, on any kind of income budget. You can do this. So let me know if what you're doing. Let me know if there's something I need to try to incorporate to get that high protein. But right now, my protein is my focus because it is the most nutrient dense, efficient, calorie wise. That is the most bang for my buck for my body, giving my what my body needs, which is to keep up with my muscle and not deteriorate my muscle, to balance those hormones, make me feel full, and to let me get on with my day without a bunch of GI issues. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you're doing, and let me know what I can do to help you, and we'll just keep rocking and rolling in this journey. So stay simple, stay strong, and stay resilient in your living, and I'll see you on the next video.